Just before we get started, I want to acknowledge that 24 years ago today, our country was victims of a horrific terrorist incident. And so before we begin, we'd like to pause and reflect on the significance of September 11th and honor and remember the victims of the attacks, as well as the heroic first responders, volunteers, and service members who answered that call of duty. So if we could observe a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Prior to the roll call, I'd like to make clear for the record of this meeting, and it should be reflected in the minutes, that the San Bernardino Community College District Board of Trustees business meeting is conducted pursuant to California Government Code Section 54953. Trustee Houston is participating by Zoom conference. In accordance with the Ralph M. Brown Act, the teleconference location has been identified in the notice and agenda for this meeting. And so I will now conduct a roll call, after which I would ask each of the trustees to recognize me in order to confirm certain matters for the record. So we'll begin in the roll call. Student Trustee Garcia is not present. Student Trustee Espinosa is also not present. Trustee Aguilera? Present. Trustee Betters?
Present.
Trustee Houston? Trustee Houston, are you there?
Yes.
Excellent. Trustee Longville? Trustee Reyes is not present. Trustee Williams?
Present.
And the chair is present. I'd now like to request that Trustee Houston respond to the following questions. Can you hear me well? Is that a maybe?
That was yes. Did you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can now. All right. Were you able to hear our proceedings on this end up until now?
You have to repeat that, but say that again.
Were you able to hear our proceedings up to this point?
Yes, everything except for the last sentence that you had to repeat. Yes.
Okay. Do you have a copy of the agenda for this meeting?
Yes.
All right. I'd now like to ask that any member of the board speak up at this time if you have not been able to clearly hear the participants on the call. Hearing no comment. Right. So the record should reflect that all board members present have indicated they were able to hear the trustees clearly. And I would like now to advise the board members that any votes taken during the teleconference portion of this meeting must be taken by roll call. All right, and now we'll roll in. Trustee Betters, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes, sir. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pursuant to Board Policy 2350, any person may speak to the Board of Trustees either on an agenda item or on other matters of interest to the public that are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board and before any action is taken. Comments must be limited to 3 minutes per speaker and 20 minutes on the same or substantially similar subject, unless a majority vote of the board extends the time limit. As a matter of policy, members of the board may not discuss or respond to matters raised during public comment unless the matters are properly noticed for discussion or action in open session. If you have questions about access or if you require accommodation to participate in the public meeting, please contact the Chancellor's office at 909-388-6903 as far in advance of the board meeting as possible. Chancellor, do we have any public comments?
We do.
Micah Martin? Okay, come on up.
Good afternoon, members of the board and other attendees. My name is Micah Martin. I'm a professor of Spanish at Valley College. Board members, over the next 14 months, one of the issues for your consideration will be support of the continuation of Proposition 55 to fund public schools. Now, you might not know me very well, and I'm unfamiliar with your positions on this proposition, so if you'll allow me to make a few comments with regards to that. I became a registered libertarian about 20 years ago when I decided George W. Bush wasn't fiscally conservative enough for me. What this means is, despite an entire lifetime of hiking and camping in the wilderness, I recycle my bottles and cans at home to recover the CRV from the government. It also means I'm the kind of guy that flies a whiskey rebellion flag solely for the principle of the matter. Lastly, and admittedly sadly, and despite all of these law enforcement officers behind me, I'll admit to having stopped smoking weed due to what I call tax rate sticker shock. All right, I hope you see what I'm getting at. All this said, I've learned an important political lesson in the last 3 years since I was first asked to serve the local Teachers Association as PAC and elections chair. That is, sometimes individual interests or personal political philosophies need to take the back seat for the good of the group. So in the coming year, as we consider the continuation of Proposition 55, whatever your fiscal or tax philosophies might be, I ask you to please keep an open mind like I have. I'll leave you with the final thought here, that the sting of the tax burden is lessened through good and responsible stewardship. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Do we have any other public comments?
No, sir.
All right, we'll move on to Section 4, presentations. The San Bernardino Community College District Police Chief Pinning Ceremony. Chancellor?
Thank you, Chair Gonzalez. Before we move to the pinning, I would like to acknowledge a few folks that are in the office. As many of you know my story, I come from a long line of first responders. And so I know that it is customary to identify the dignitaries in the room. So it's my pleasure to announce that Sheriff Shannon Dyke of San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department is with us. Thank you, sir. Anthony Vega, Chief of Police, City of Colton. Stephen Griffin, Chief of Police, Chaffey College. Joseph Paulino, Chief of Police, San Bernardino City Unified School District Police Department. Rich Randolph, Chief of Police, Fontana Unified School District Police Department. John Guterres, Chief of Police, California State University, San Bernardino Police Department. Robert Miller, Retired Police Chief of Colton, San Bernardino City District PD. Matthew Odine, Police Officer, Standards and Training with Post. Paul Denny, Police Academy Director here at the district. Dr. Judy White, Interim Superintendent for Rialto Unified School District. And Gustavo Paez, Chief of Safety and Security for Rialto Unified School District. Thank you all for being here. This is a very big event, a very big deal for our district. And with that, pinning Chief Bonnet will be his father, retired Lieutenant Robert Bonnet, San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department. So if you wouldn't mind taking the center, Chief, along with Sheriff Dykes, and also your father for pinning the Robert.
Swearing in first. Hey folks, before I swear Blake in, I want to talk about what we're at. These are not words. These are a commitment. If you look at my belt, you'll see 4 deputy sheriffs since I've been the sheriff that have lost their life in the line of duty. And when you swear in leadership, it's our job to hold them accountable, to make sure we protect the public, and also defend them. And I couldn't be more proud to do this. I've known Blake for 20 years. And to see him, what I believe and what I saw in him 20 years ago is take his rightful place in law enforcement leadership. I couldn't be more proud to do this. I equate the swearing in to my favorite Bible verse, which is John 15:13. There's no greater love than to give your life of that of a friend. But what most people don't understand about that exact statement is that we give our lives for friends we don't even know. So Blake, I can't be more proud to be there. I had great teachers, including your father. So what do you say we make this official?
Let's do it.
Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of
and
California
the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic.
foreign and domestic,
That I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of
and the
California.
Constitution of the State of California,
That I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion,
And that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Chief.
Thank you.
Congratulations. If you wouldn't mind, Chief, having a picture with our Board of Trustees, we couldn't be more proud of your service. Thank you. Board? Board and executive team?
That was not made clear.
Please. I know I'm getting it back. Come on, partner. Now we're ready. Baby, look good. Hold on.
Congratulations, Chief, and thanks to all of our dignitaries who are here to participate in this great event. We really appreciate it.
Thank you all truly for being here. I know that there is a celebration waiting to happen, and we don't want to be in your way. So if you feel free to head on over for that. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you all.
All right, we'll now move on to presentation B, demonstration project presentation.
Thank you, Board Chair. Next on here, we have a presentation that will be led by Vice Chancellor Dr. Noemi Ornales that will talk about our demonstration project in partnership with the State Chancellor's Office, talking about boosting student success through health access. So with that, I will turn it over to Dr. Ornales.
All right, that's definitely a hard act to follow. But good evening, board members and executive team members. I'm here really on behalf of the entire district and representing all of the great work that has taken place to showcase, but also to really work on how we serve our students. So about a year ago, the Board of Governors actually presented to their board the demonstration project of universal health access, and our district was selected as one in the region to help lead some of the efforts to put together data sharing agreements and increase partnerships to support our students in obtaining Medi-Cal and health access to health services. So aligning with all of the efforts, not only with the Vision 2030, but also with the board goals to eliminate barriers to student success, we worked collaboratively with the Chancellor's Office and with our colleges to really begin to think about what type of support and what type of infrastructure we would need to ensure that we could accurately share data, but that the data that we shared would go to determining eligibility for students. We all know how overwhelming applications can be. We hear the FAFSA, we hear CCC apply. And so our intended goal and our outcomes were really to increase access by sharing data to eliminate those barriers for students. I don't want to read a lot of data, but I felt like it was important for us to really look at statewide data to emphasize the need for us to really look at our own systems, but also our own community. Our region has 12 colleges, and we were selected as a region to collectively look at the retention and success of our students. And we had a gathering, a kickoff of our demonstration project in September as well. It was actually the same day of the Board of Governors meeting. And these key themes came up. Was what do we do to keep our students here? We have to keep them healthy. We have to give them access to services. But overall, we have supportive structures where they allow us to give them and deliver the services, but they also have built trust with our supportive services. So we decided to coordinate our efforts with the Inland Empire Health Plan, and they are our partners, and they've been working with all of our collective colleges. As I mentioned, our district is the first to sign the MOU, and we had a celebration last spring to really symbolize the commitment that we're making as a district, but also the efforts that we've done to make sure that students have access. It's important to note that after the MOU, we got to work. We rolled up our sleeves, and this past summer, we worked with our IT services, our student services folks, our basic needs folks, and our marketing and public affairs. And I will tell you that the conversations that were taking place really solidified the efforts that had already been made towards basic needs. We are leaders in the CalFresh efforts, and that really helped strengthen the work that we were doing with this project. So instead of looking at them separately as, well, we're gonna have a pathway for Medi-Cal, we're gonna have a pathway for CalFresh, we actually joined our efforts. And so now it's a larger group really looking at how do we coordinate efforts with the County of San Bernardino, IHP, and allow students to complete the applications. So today's update will really talk about our shared goals and looking at making sure that students not only have what they need, but that there's appropriate outreach and communication, that they understand how to navigate the process, but that we're not duplicating efforts and have them share or fill out multiple applications. So those were some of our goals. As we discussed, we met with them, and we were really looking at the goal of making sure that students were able to have the access. As part of that, the state also asked us to be leaders, and we spent the time developing a toolkit, the marketing materials. How do you change policy? How do you sign an MOU? And so with that in mind, they also created a website. So IHP has a dedicated website where they're able to actually share information. Students are able to have their phone and use a QR, and information will go to a person. With the meetings that we had 3 different efforts. The first one was to integrate services into existing processes. And as one thing that I think is really, really important with this part is that the way students navigate our process is not only to one department. So the collective effort wanted to really begin to think about what type of workflows do we have? How are our students going to health services? How do they come to basic needs? And so through those conversations, we also identified specific areas where Medi-Cal will be on campus so that we all know where they will be and the time of day. The coordination involved calendaring, looking at schedules, but also maximizing opportunities for students to get that direct access. The other piece was the direct enrollment part. Is we want students to be able to use their FAFSA data to determine their eligibility. And so students are now going to be able to use their FAFSA data and determine their eligibility. So on the technical side, we've been able to create and transfer data successfully. That was one of our projects over the summer, is working and coordinating with IHP to test a file, but also test the data elements. So IHP was able to come in and say, these are the pieces in the FAFSA that we use to determine student eligibility. The last piece was the marketing and promotion, and I think this is a really important part, and as we know with our outreach efforts to our students, there's so much information, it's overwhelming for our students, and so we spent the time to look at the marketing that we have to offer our students. This graphic shows you a few examples of what is in the toolkit that is being shared across all community colleges across the state. And so I hope you will be as proud as I am to see that our colleges and that our districts are being used in that toolkit. But now that's a resource for us to be able to use. Our colleges can use this information to share with students. This was just a brief update. There is a lot of work that still has to be done, but we do want to emphasize and really thank the board for their commitment and their support in our basic needs efforts, but also the colleges and all of our partners that we have worked collectively to ensure that students have access to Medi-Cal and to their basic needs. Thank you.
Do you have any questions with Dr. Ornelas?
I have a few questions. I might have missed it. Thank you for the presentation. How many students have we signed up, or like what's our?
So the great thing is that we've had technology in place to support students. The piece that we're working on for this project is automating that process. So in terms of the file, we just tested that this summer, and we're getting ready to launch it in the fall. But we've had different pieces in place, but it's overwhelming for students, and students sometimes get stuck in the process. So with the MOU, we are now able to share that data. The student has to authorize us to release it. So we've worked with financial aid to get the proper approvals for that. We now are working on a workflow to see where can the student go and how does that look like for the front of the student. So in terms of the automation, the file was a success. The various indicators that IHP has identified will help them determine eligibility, and now it's really looking at where our students are.
Thank you.
Any other questions? No?
First, kudos, because I know you've made basic needs a priority over your tenure. I'm just thinking about when I was a student, like, didn't have health insurance, and we were trying to get services at the center at the campus. And so you all are really making it easier for students to just, resource navigation. And so I just want to give praise and appreciation to what you all are doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Also want to acknowledge that student trustee Garcia has arrived. Dr. Houston, just in case you were curious. We'll move on to our third presentation, Arrowhead United Way.
Thank you, Chair Gonzalez. Thank you. With us from Arrowhead United Way, we have Dr. Gwen Dowdy Rogers, also president of the San Bernardino County School Board, CEO and founder of Young Women's Empowerment, probably most important, Valley College alum. Here today in the capacity of president of Arrowhead United Way, Dr. Rogers.
Thank you so much. Clearly you have all the businesses out there in the street and you know. But I have to say I'm so proud to be an alumni of San Bernardino Valley College. I cannot tell the students that I encounter on a regular basis the importance of what they could accomplish coming to our wonderful community college. I think I've told Trustee Williams before, when you had the Promise program, I think between myself and Dr. Margaret Hill is the reason why it maxed out, because we told every student that crossed over the stage, you're going there. And many of them came. So thank you all for all that you do. So again, to you all esteemed board members, I'm so excited to be here tonight. I'm coming with some good things, and to Dr. Rodriguez, you as the chancellor, you know you are amazing, and I appreciate all you do. But now I have to share some of your space with Dr. Contreras because he's my new found friend, and we appreciate what you are doing as well. And to all the cabinet and all the wonderful work that you all are doing, I had an opportunity just not too long ago. My husband also is an alumni, and we just celebrated 30 years of marriage, y'all. And we took classes at San Bernardino Valley College, so that's kind of crazy. But he's doing all right. He's doing all right. He's doing all right. But we came and we toured the college. You know, I've been on the college many times for different things, and we had the opportunity to tour the college, and I just couldn't have been prouder of the things that I seen that I didn't even know. One, the technology building is amazing, right? And the fields, all the things that you guys are doing with the fields. And I am the one that tells everything, because if I can't tell it, my social media posts will tell everything. And you all got a huge shout out, because that 100th year that's coming up, it shows a lot that you have stood the test of time and will continue to do the things that you do. And that's why we're here tonight. I'm here tonight with Chris Ortiz, who does not want me to put him on the spot, so I won't, but he is amazing as well in doing the work that he's doing at Arrowhead United Way for when it comes to our marketing. So Chris, you want to say anything? Oh, I can't believe this is exciting.
Good afternoon, board members and executive team. I'm really excited here to be with Dr. Rogers and present some funds for the San Bernardino Valley Resource Center. We're really passionate about the work that we do at Arrowhead United Way, and we're always focusing on supporting students K through 12, as well as having student workers in our office. It's something that we're really passionate about, and opening the doors. I myself graduated from Pacific High School, went to Hunt Elementary, and graduated from Cal State San Bernardino, so I understand some of the struggles as well that happen here in the city. And talking about FAFSA, just hearing that word. So I'm really excited to be able to support students locally with Dr. Rogers.
Thank you, Chris. And to what Chris was indicating about our students is that over the past 5 years, we realized that we could also support in different ways by bringing in students throughout the community to do workforce training and readiness, and they actually get to learn in our office what it is like to run a nonprofit. And they come into my office, the door is always open, so I can engage with them as a CEO, but the staff works with them, and that's with the WIOA program, that's with students from Operation New Hope. Job Corps, we are saddened by what has happened there, but we do hear that there may be some reorging that has taken place, and the Department of Rehabilitation. We have students that come in. And the wonderful thing is when we have the opportunity, we have hired students that are from all of those programs, and currently we have someone there now. That led us into the initiative of understanding, previously we knew that you all had a pantry that was here, and we took the heart to understand that even though a person may be in front of us in the classroom thriving, food insecurity continues to be an issue. It is 13% in San Bernardino and growing, the needs that individuals are looking for food on a regular basis. So the pillars of Arrowhead United Way is health, education, and financial stability. So we are working constantly to get food out, to get medical supplies out, whatever individuals may need. And so when we thought about how we would run this initiative, which is Feed the Need, is what it is, and we wanted to do something where we gave back to those that supported the efforts of doing this program where we are able to help those that are in need of food. So what better place we were able to connect with and collaborate with was your food pantry, knowing that even those that have access to the food pantry may need a greater access. So we didn't want to just say we're going to make a contribution. We wanted to say we wanted to be an extension of the family. And out of came that the creativity of the board, and our Chancellor Rodriguez, Dr. Rodriguez sits on the board as well, and she knows I'm always creative. I said I didn't want to do a gala or anything like that. We wanted to do something that was a dual role, and that came the magical music of Motown. And the magical music of Motown, which you all, if you haven't got flyers, I will put them in your email boxes on a regular basis. But it started out with a dream to do that, to bring Motown. Motown is something that brings people together, and to have that cause be to give to that cause so that we can give back. And what better place to have it at my alum, at the wonderful auditorium. And that dream came true. We brought people together, and everyone loved it. They went out and told other individuals about it. The next year we did it again, and this is our third year having it. And guess what? Last year we gave you a portion, a small amount, but this year we're coming with a bigger amount. We wanted to double it. We were real close to doubling what we have for you today, but we're going to be presenting a check to you. And we do bring checks, cashable ones. There's gonna be one for photo ops, but there is a real one that you get. And we are going to ask you all if you'll join us in taking a photo, and we can capture this moment in history as we're going to present to you tonight $4,227.69. So we're excited, beyond excited to give back, and come on and let's take this photo.
Dr. Rogers, if you don't mind, one photo with just Dr. Contreras
Okay.
for
yes.
Valley College, and then one with the group, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We want all of those. And lastly. And who takes the money? Did you just take the money? Thank you all. Now I'll be leaving. We do have our ribbon cutting coming up. That's a whole other initiative that we have with, it's called Brave. And we are now going to open up the first National Veterans Chamber of Commerce. Oh, wow. In San Bernardino County ever. Wow. At Arrowhead United Way on the 23rd. So it is from 9 to 10:30. You all are invited. I'm going to leave this packet along with the magical music of Motown flyer. You can share that with someone. But it is going to be an amazing day and something amazing. And thank you, Dr. Rodriguez. Thank you. You've been there since the inception. Thank you. Heart, the veterans. So thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Rogers.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, gotta go back. Went one too many pages. I think we're on to applause cards. Is that right? Do I get back that
We
far?
are approval of the minutes.
Oh, we haven't had minutes yet. All right, so we have minutes for the August 14th, 2025, August 28th, 2025, and August 28th, 2025 special meeting. Minutes, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
If I may ask of council, I believe there is no requirement that a board member abstain from voting simply because they were not at a particular meeting. Okay, thank you.
All right, we have a motion by trustee Betters with a second by student trustee Garcia to approve those three sets of minutes. And we will do a roll call vote. So trustee Houston, be ready. We'll start with student trustee Garcia. Oh, sorry, a roll call vote is when you just say aye.
Aye, sorry. I was like, it's not popping up.
All right. Trustee Aguilera? Trustee Betters?
Aye.
Trustee Houston?
Aye. Aye.
Trustee Longville?
Aye.
Trustee Williams?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye, and the motion passes. Now we will move on to recognition and celebrations and our applause cards. Let's see. All right. There we go.
For folks in the audience, you might applaud slowly. It takes a while.
You don't want to tire yourself out.
All right. Congratulations to everyone on their applause card. Move on to retirement recognition. Chancellor Rodriguez.
Yes, today we have Karen Mott from Technology Support Specialist at Crafton Hills College. After 19 years of service with the district, Karen submitted her letter of intent to retire effective August 31st, 2025. Karen started with the district in June of 2006 as a computer technician. She also served as a Technology Support Specialist 1, a role she remained in until her retirement. The commitment and dedication of Karen has just been unwavering for her entire tenure here. We wish her well and congratulations on her retirement.
Thank you, and congratulations to him.
Just out of curiosity, with the applause cards, do the folks that are being applauded, they get a notice or do they know that they're on this list?
They do. They
Okay.
get a certificate.
Oh, wow.
And everything.
All right, we'll move on now to the action agenda. First up is board policies for final approval. So do we have a motion?
Move approval.
So we have a motion by trustee Williams with a second by trustee Aguilera. Is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, we will take a roll call vote. We'll begin with student trustee Garcia. Aye. Trustee Aguilera. Aye. Trustee Betters. Aye. Trustee Gonzalez, I say aye. Yeah. Trustee Houston.
Aye.
Trustee Longville.
Aye.
And Trustee Williams.
Aye.
All right, the motion carries. We will now conduct a public hearing on the 2025-2026 final budget. So pursuant to Title V, Section 58301, we will open this public hearing before adopting the budget. Do we have any public comments?
No, sir.
All right. Then I will close the public hearing and we will move on to adoption of the 2025-2026 budget. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved. Longville.
Second by Aguilera? Okay. So we have a motion by Trustee Longville with a second by Trustee Aguilera to adopt the 2025-2026 final budget. Any discussion? All right, hearing none, we will go through our roll call votes. Student Trustee Garcia? Aye. Trustee Aguilera? Aye. Trustee Betters?
Aye.
Trustee Houston?
Aye. Sorry.
Trustee Longville?
Aye.
Trustee Williams?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, the motion carries. Moving on to item D, Resolution 2025-0911 SBVC01 Childcare. Do you have a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
All right, so we have a motion by Trustee Betters with a second by Student Trustee Garcia. Is there any discussion? All right, we'll go ahead with our roll call vote. Student Trustee Garcia? Aye. Trustee Aguilera?
Aye.
Trustee Betters?
Aye.
Trustee Houston?
Aye.
Trustee Longville?
Aye.
Trustee Williams?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries. Thank you very much. We'll move on now to the consent agenda, which is expected to be routine and non-controversial and will be acted upon by the board at one time without discussion. And any member of the board, staff member, or citizen may request an item to be removed from this section for discussion. Are there any items to pull from the consent agenda?
I would like to pull B2.
All right. So do we have any other items? Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda with the exception of item B2?
So move.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion to approve the consent agenda with the exception of item B2 by Trustee Williams with a second by Trustee Longville. Is there any discussion? Of course not, because it's consent agenda. So we'll go ahead with our roll call vote. Student Trustee Garcia? Aye. Trustee Aguilera?
Aye.
Trustee Betters?
Aye.
Trustee Houston?
Aye.
Trustee Longville?
Aye.
Trustee Williams?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, and the consent agenda with the exception of B2 is passed. I'll now go ahead and look for a motion on item B2, which is business and fiscal services contracts at or above $114,800,000. Do we have a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
So we have a motion by Trustee Williams and a second by Trustee Longville to approve item B2. Is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, we will move to our roll call vote. Student Trustee Garcia? Aye. Trustee Aguilera?
Aye.
Trustee Betters?
Abstain.
Trustee Houston?
Abstain.
Trustee Longville?
Aye.
Trustee Williams?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, and the motion carries. Moving on now to board, committee, and activity reports. So at the board finance committee, I apologize. I apologize to all of you that you have to listen to me instead of the much more interesting Trustee Houston, who is obviously not here right now in person. So we heard about the bond measure workforce report and the facilities team regarding the economic impact of Measure CC and M bond construction projects that are either completed or currently underway, which includes $202 million in contracts awarded to local businesses, $16.1 million in local workers, for local workers. Board Policy 6610 goals include a 50% local hire, and we have attained 56%, as well as 25% local business, and the district has attained 47%. And there are additional details if you're interested in the board finance agenda materials. We also looked at the enrollment and disaggregated student headcount, which is at 54% of our 2025-2026 target for FTES, and it's on target when compared to the same date last year. Also looked at information regarding dual enrollment, which include compared to pre-COVID figures dual enrollment has grown to 4,070 students, representing an increase of 118%. And that means that the FTES impact is that dual enrollment generated an additional 345 FTES, which is a 92% increase. We also had an update on structures that SBCCD has put in place to minimize fraudulent enrollments. The district is part of a statewide initiative from the California Community College's Chancellor's Office to safeguard financial aid in course seats so that that money actually goes to real students and the seats. Committee will continue to receive regular updates, and more information about demographics is in the packet that you all have. We also received updates on bond construction, the board's budget expenditures, and its monthly report, and the PARS Trust, and we'll meet again next month at 2:30 before the board meeting. And that is the report of the Board Finance Committee.
Comment on the report. I can't help but every time I hear the local hire and the local participation, to just be proud of the work. It just every time I think about Francis Grice and Gloria Harrison, really early on pressed, and it makes it easier for us when we got to go back out to our constituents and say, hey, we want to pass a bond measure. I want to keep asking that we disaggregate the allocations or the accomplishments by trustee area so that we can be able to sing the praises. But every time you get that report, I'm like, this is super cool. There's a lot of agencies that you don't get to see how the dollars get reinvested back, because the conversation at that time was there were $90 million of contracts going to Orange County. And our thing was, if we can't get the money to circulate in our community, how do you get students jobs? How do you get the restaurants to receive, the investment? And so, I'm just proud of the work. And so every time you say it, I just want to keep putting that out there. That is a really cool initiative. So thank you.
Great. Is there a report for the Board Legislative Committee?
So I can talk about some things we've been doing on the legislative side of our district. So in August 18th, we went with a couple board members, Angel, to Sacramento to speak to our elected officials up there, our representatives, and advocate on behalf of our district. So one of the biggest needs we have is housing, of course, student housing. That's important because without, like we've heard also with healthcare, without that, students are unable to focus in the classroom. So that was, we spent all day going to multiple elected officials and also speaking to state offices like the Chancellor's Office and also Student Aid Commission, Department of Finance. So we're up there doing the work to try to make sure they understand what we're doing here in the district and reflecting that. And then also supporting AB 1400. So that's the community colleges BA in nursing pilot program. So again, we're knocking on the door as well on the legislative side for that, because as we know, there's a gap in that health area, specifically getting students to become nursing and making those pathways a lot more simple. So we've written letters of support, sent them to the governors to hopefully make sure that he signs that bill, because again, we want to make sure with our phenomenal program here at San Bernardino Valley that we can continue to push our students to give them those opportunities. So then in our community themselves, they graduate with a BA in nursing and then continue to work here. And at the end of the day, our community continues to thrive from their efforts. Angel, I don't know if you're gonna say anything else later in your report, but yeah, I could probably add a little bit more of the more integral intelligence stuff that I might have missed.
Thank you.
I want to say something.
Okay.
Just quickly, I want to just thank Angel for all the hard work he did in laying that foundation. I think sometimes when you hear of these visits, I think people have this imagination of folks just go sit around the office and drinking coffees and eating some bonbons. I don't even like chocolate, but all the groundwork of trying to schedule those meetings and get folks from point A to point B. And most importantly, we went on the opening day, and it's been hectic, as some of us might be very aware of when it comes to that political space. And Angel, you were just absolutely phenomenal. Thank you for all your work that you did and making sure that we were on point, and that we had lots of conversations about it, and felt confident in what we need to do to advocate for our district in Sacramento. So kudos to you, sir.
And,
Y'all can clap for that, man.
and that, yeah, and also thank you to Inez. I don't know if she's here. She also had a major role. But one thing that I will note is our district is one of the few I've seen that goes up there to advocate for what we need. And that's important because if they don't know you're up there for those other districts, then they're not going to know what you need and the importance. So again, thank you, Angel, to you and your team for your hard work.
All right, the Board Policy and Procedures Ad Hoc Committee met last week, where we went through a number of different board policies which are currently being reviewed and will eventually make their way to this body. State and regional reports is Trustee Williams, do you have a Board of Governors report?
Yeah, I'll be brief. The Board of Governors meets next week. We're going to be meeting in North Orange Continuing Education Center or conference room in Anaheim. So we'll be fairly local this time. And at the end of the month, we're going to be touring the Northern California colleges. So it'll be 3 days of tours. I think we're going to be in a car actually driving to the Northern California colleges. And so that'll be interesting. So I just want to point out three directional areas. We completed the refresh of Vision 2030. And so the Vision 2030 strategic directional areas have kind of modified. And so number one is equitable baccalaureate degree attainment through transfer and community college conferred bachelor's degrees through expanded dual enrollment and improved access to completion for adult learners, including working adults and low-income adults. So that's the first direction that we're trying to be clear about. The second one is equitable workforce and economic development through high-road training partnerships that result in good paying jobs, especially targeting the roadmaps identified in healthcare, climate resilience, and STEM and education. And then the last one is the studying really the implications of the future of learning through innovation and sustainability with key focus on advanced data analytics and generative AI. And so these are really interesting topics. I know we've been talking about the baccalaureate in nursing. And so I just wanted to kind of share those, and, you know, maybe we can have some conversations in the future about what this looks like in San Bernardino. But that's all that I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Houston, do you have a Joint Powers Authority report?
Sorry, I was slow to unmute. We met last week and we are still continuing with our strategic priorities and our planning. But one of the things I wanted to highlight, and it's a little bit related to what Trustee Williams just said, is that, we have access to and we are partners with the San Bernardino Regional Emergency Training Center. And although we do the FAA approved airport rescue firefighting program, there are also other training opportunities that come through that center. And so one of the things that's coming up next week is I want to call it training, but it's really a Tesla demonstration, and it's really a hands-on training for our firefighters and our first responders to really understand the new vehicles and the vehicles that have these high voltage batteries and everything that goes along with that. So the training will include product stations and technical demonstrations and training on the lithium battery fundamentals and everything associated with that for first responders, and then the new safety systems and emergency response protocols. And then there's going to be some AR, VR stations for some immersive training experiences. So that's kind of a cool thing that's a little bit on a tangent and separate and apart kind of from the actual airport rescue firefighting program, but it's an example of how the partnerships that we have can really open up other opportunities. So that will conclude my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll move on to the Chancellor's report.
Thank you, and good evening, everyone. Well, fall is off to a strong start. You heard a bit about enrollment. Campuses are buzzing. It's an exciting time to be here. We're super excited with having all of the faculty back in the classrooms and interacting with our students. Before I go any further, I'd like to take some time to acknowledge today's date, just as our chair did, September 11th, 2001. You know, this is the day that all of us will never forget. 24 years later, we honor the lives lost, the families that are forever changed, and the first responders whose courage really inspired us and inspired the entire country. Their sacrifices also connects to the students that we train here in our district for public safety careers. Young people preparing to serve our communities with that same sense of duty. So we've also felt the loss in higher education recently. Dr. Joe Castro, former CSU chancellor who passed away with his fight with cancer. I was fortunate to know him, as many coming up, quote unquote, in my generation got to know him. He was a giant in our field and cared deeply for the students and for young leaders coming up, a true mentor, truly believed in the value of education and where education can take an individual. So my condolences continue to go out to his family and all that loved him. And as we reflect on leaders like Dr. Castro, next week brings a moment of celebration. Right? September 15th marks the start of Hispanic Heritage Month. Here at home, Latinos and Hispanic Americans have shaped our history and will continue to shape our future. They are our students, our faculty, our staff, our friends, our neighbors. They made our community stronger, along with many cultures and voices that are a part of this region. And it's that same focus on community that guided our most recent visits to Sacramento that Trustee Aguilera mentioned. So, and I'd like to thank Executive Vice Chancellor Torres and Student Trustee Jasmine Garcia for representing us at the State Senate hearing on August 28th, and to Mr. Angel Rodriguez and his team who helped prepare us for that visit. Phenomenal work, which was chaired by Senator Eloise Gomez Reyes, a Valley College alum. So we were invited to tell our story, lifting up the determination of our students and the urgent need of affordable housing. You know, too many are worried about rent and living in unstable conditions. You know, I have from this seat, I have shared the numbers over and over again about the number of our students that go unhoused. So we have plans at Crafton Hills College and at Valley, but state dollars are limited, right? Even so, we'll keep pressing forward and we will get housing. We will. Our students have been clear. Safe and stable housing is a basic need. And if they're going to graduate and be successful, they need safe housing. And our advocacy continues tomorrow on the federal level. Congressman Pete Aguilar will visit Valley College's tech building, and Congressman Jay Obernolte will be visiting KVCR. These visits give us a chance to thank them for their support of Pell Grants and the Workforce Pell expansion, both extremely important for our students to keep college affordable. And next month, we'll carry the message forward about affordability into Cash for College Inland Empire Kickoff, which we are hosting on October 8th. We'll partner with the California Student Aid Commission, which Mr. Rodriguez is a commissioner for a press conference at KVCR. It's a part of a public awareness campaign to make sure families know that college and career training are affordable. And when students apply for FAFSA and the California Dream Act application, it makes it even that much more affordable. So whether it's advocacy, housing, financial aid, all of it connects back to our students. And really, that's what drives all of us. And so thank you all for your help in these advocacy approaches. I know that our students thank you as well. And this is the work that we do. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. Representative groups, we'll start with Crafton Hills College Academic Senate.
Good afternoon, members of the board. Good afternoon, members of the board. That's better.
Yep.
At the last Academic Senate meeting, it was reported that Crafton Hills College Library will host Lawyers in the Library, which it's mostly occurred in public libraries before, so we are actually the first community college to provide legal services to students free of charge, courtesy of Inland County Legal Services. The Student Equity and Achievement Committee brought the equity plan to the last Academic Senate of last semester for feedback. It is noted we are recognized as state leaders with acknowledgement to the Student Equity and Achievement Committee. Congratulations to all faculty who have participated in the USC Race and Equity cohorts with the goal of providing equity-minded practices and student-centered language in syllabi and teaching practices. The Senate Executive Team attended the statewide Academic Senate plenary. We will be reviewing the upcoming resolutions that passed at our next meeting on Wednesday, September 17th, 2:30 to 4 p.m. at Crafton Hills College, where we will be prioritizing and localizing. Luke Bixler brought the Enterprise Resource Planning Project presentation to Senate with a 2-year timeline of the project and the goals of having multiple systems being able to communicate with each other and being more cost efficient. Congratulations to our newly elected Academic Senate Executive Team, Dr. Chris Oliveira, Microbiology Faculty as Vice President for Support, Rick Hogreef as Treasurer, Communication Study Faculty, and we will be holding elections for our Vice President of Outreach role, which I previously held, but I've now been elected Academic Senate President. And congratulations to Dr. Gary Williams, Scott Rippey, and Rejoice Rivera, who were unanimously voted Professor Emeritus by the body by acclamation. That concludes my report. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and congratulations on your election. How about the Crafton Hills College Classified Senate?
Hello, everyone. How are you today? I don't know about you, but fall feels like it is in the air. We've been off to a busy start, and it's been really exciting. As we've talked about a lot over the last year, Caring Campus, we finally were able to have our kickoff over the summer, and things are underway. We're getting started on a draft of our plan, which we're very excited to be working on. I would like to take a moment to thank our classified professionals in the student services, particularly in financial aid and the Career Center, who have been running a great Craft and Grow program, which is designed to help student workers learn how to be employees, basically. It's everything from how to dress appropriately for work to how to answer a telephone. It's amazing how 18-year-olds don't know how to answer a business call. And with this program, they're learning that skill, and it's really exciting to see that. So many thanks to the staff in those departments that have been putting those together. And that's something that's running all semester. We also had a great training yesterday for anybody from faculty and staff and managers who wish to participate in committees and are not sure how to do that. That was organized by Gio Sosa from Institutional Effectiveness, and Natalie Lopez and myself and Diana Vaitis all participated in helping with that training. And it's something that we've done in the past, and we're continuing to grow that, because it's really just as students need to learn how, certain employment skills, a lot of us need to learn how to effectively participate in committees as well. It's not a skill that everyone's born with. So I would also like to say on that note too, that this year we're really pushing for more classified professional involvement in our program reviews. Many departments do not include the classified professionals in that work. It has been primarily treated as faculty work, and that is something that we are working on changing this year. So that is my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Crafton Hills College Associated Students.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Cohen Diaz, and I am the External Affairs Director for Crafton Hills Community College. I'd like to inform that our Student Senate has been working on eliminating the barriers to student success. From our last meeting, each of our Senate members now serves on at least one shared governance committee. This gives students a voice in college decisions and ensures that student perspectives are always part of the conversation. Next, we've been building a more diverse and inclusive institute. This fall, we have one of the most representative cabinets in years, with about 16 members. This has been the largest we've had at the start of a term. Our team is committed to equity, inclusion, and making sure every Roadrunner feels heard and supported. And finally, ensuring fiscal accountability. We recently approved funding for the career fair that took place yesterday on our campus, which benefited our students in getting in touch with other colleges or universities. By managing resources carefully, we're able to provide meaningful events while protecting the long-term financial health of student government. In short, we're focused to keep building our influence, inclusion, and sustainability for the students. And that concludes my reports. Thank you.
Thank you. San Bernardino Valley College Academic Senate. No report. San Bernardino Valley College Classified Senate.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I want to start off by saying a special thanks to all the classified professionals and everyone that was working to get opening day to be as seamless as it was. I feel like there was like a very vibrant energy in the room. I felt like there was a lot of classified professionals saying like this was one of the best opening days that we had. So very special thank you to Gil especially for all your coordination and all that. And I also want to report that we are currently working on the Constitution and bylaws, and I want to also give a special thanks and shout out to Monica Perales. She's worked with the current draft that we have in place, and I will be working with other classified professionals to further improve this draft to get more of a finalized draft. And we're also getting ready to kick off Hispanic Heritage Month with Dr. Gina Ann Garcia at the auditorium next Tuesday. So I hope to see all you guys there. There will be music, food, and giveaways with special book signings from Dr. Gina Ann Garcia. That will be from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the auditorium. She will be giving that speech out. So tell your friends and family to come on over. And I also want to congratulate the SBCCD football team with their recent win of 33-0 against LA Valley. It was a very impressive win, and we also have an upcoming game this coming Saturday against Compton. So I invite all you guys to invite your friends and family to come out to support. It'll be a salute to service and the first responders. So look forward to seeing you all there, and hopefully look forward to seeing you guys also next Tuesday. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. San Bernardino Valley College Associated Students. No report. CSEA. No report. CTA. All right, how about the police officers? Oh, there we go. All right.
CTA.
And now I'm a member of our chapter SPAC. I'm here to present you with information regarding Prop 55. What is Prop 55? It provides $7.7 billion to K-12 annually. $1 billion to California community colleges. But Prop 55's funding is set to end in 2030. This is why our chapter will be working on a campaign to extend it. We are joining a statewide signature drive to gather 850,000 signatures in order to allow voters to permanently extend the funding. Three very important reasons for our advocacy. One, if we don't extend Prop 55, all public schools and community colleges will be deeply affected. Our district will lose over $12 million in funding annually, and 1 out of 6 educators would be in jeopardy of losing their jobs. The passing of an extension on Prop 55 does not impose new tax. The revenue stream already exists as part of Prop 30, which was passed under Governor Brown in 2012, and Prop 55 passed in 2016. This advocacy is reasonable and needed and also closely aligns with AB 963, the Student Civic and Voter Empowerment Act, which lawmakers passed in 2019 in order to engage California students in the democratic process. During the fall, we will be having conversations on this topic with our union's members, our students, and with you, trustees. During the fall, we have a lot of work to do, and I would like to conclude by saying that anyone that supports public education funding should support our signature drive collection, and we hope that you will do just that. Before I leave, I want to thank Trustee Williams for past support in these bills. While I wasn't a teacher yet, I was working with community groups, and we advocated with YAP, HOPE, ICUC, and I know Trustee Longbill supported that as well as Trustee Reyes. So I hope to count with your support again, and all of you, thank you.
Thank you. Police Officers Association.
Hi, good evening. Just want to start by saying thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to swear in our chief here. Thank you for the opportunity for us to have a voice with the district. Thank you for the opportunity to have an excellent leader like him lead us. When I started here in 2016 as a security guard, Blake Bonnet was just an officer. Moved up to sergeant relatively quickly, was a sergeant for a couple years and lieutenant last year and now chief. Him moving up through the ranks has garnered a lot of respect from all of our officers. We have no doubts, we have 100% confidence that his leadership is tremendous, that he is a great man, he's a great officer. I have no doubt that he'll helm us in the right direction. The district has a lot of very grand goals. As such, the department is going to grow and adapt to meet those goals. And I have no doubt that under his leadership, we will both meet and exceed those things. So I appreciate the opportunity for us being here. We look forward to having him as our chief. We're very grateful for the opportunity that we've had. So that's all I have to say today. Thank you.
Thank you. San Bernardino Valley College President, Dr. Contreras.
Yes, thank you, Trustee Gonzalez. In addition to my written report, there are a few updates from Valley College. But first, just want to commend the presentation by Dr. Ornelas on basic needs and the work that we're doing as a district, and really highlight, our district, a leader in the state in addressing basic needs. And that is because of leadership, all of you as a Board of Trustees, our Chancellor, but also the people who are doing the work and delivering that to our students. And in the audience, we have our Basic Needs Coordinator, Lucretia Smith, as well as our Dean, Dr. Ray Carlos, who are on the ground meeting and greeting the students and serving them with dignity. And it's so exciting to walk around campus and talk to students and them talk about the groceries they are receiving and the support that they are receiving. So I want to acknowledge all that hard work over there. Also want to share that the fall semester has been an epic start, just to borrow my son's term, epic. An epic start to the semester, starting with our procession in for opening day behind a drum line, symbolic of embracing our identity as a Black serving institution. And we exited to our mariachi, symbolic of embracing our identity as a Hispanic serving institution. Just a day full of energy and excitement. In addition to that, student life and engagement has been all around, welcoming efforts from our Umoja community. Last week we had Puente Day. Today we welcome foster youth back. The clubs and the energy are super exciting. Student leadership is so evident this fall semester. I want to acknowledge our ASG president, Matthew Martinez, the vice president, Aisha Nash. They had pizza with the presidents. We were out in the quad. It's just truly exciting to see that leadership come full circle. In addition, AS will be distributing 250 tickets to the magical music of Motown, which is really exciting. Those funds from Dr. Gwen Dowdy Rogers, you heard earlier, go back to our Basic Needs Center. So really coming full circle in these efforts together. Also want to acknowledge this is HSI week. We had a table out there. Want to thank Dr. Barbara Bray, our events coordinator. She's not a doctor, but just sharing the work that she's done, sharing information on Hispanic Heritage Month. Kevin gave an excellent update on Gina Ann Garcia, providing that welcome and opening ceremony next Tuesday. But also really want to talk about our centennial celebration, celebrating 100 events, 100 moments. You'll see videos capturing that. We had a flyover at our opening game for football. We had a celebration with women's volleyball, and the list goes on and on as we celebrate the college, and we'll continue to do that all year. So please come out. More information on our website available for that. Also just want to echo and congratulate all the classified professionals, the faculty who are involved in making this year very special, and ending on Chief Blake Bonnet, hearing from students, hearing from the campus.
Your turn is complete.
Couldn't be a better person coming up, and comments today out on campus. Just so proud of Chief Bonnet, and we're so proud of his work as a guardian. Sorry I went over.
Thank you, and I will say that opening for opening day was phenomenal. Very exciting and very inspiring, and what a great opportunity that was. So thank you for that. Crafton Hills College President, Dr. Horan.
Good evening. I have a few updates. I will be a little briefer than my colleague. Tomorrow, we will be celebrating Barbara L. Smith at the naming ceremony for the renamed Crafton Hall, which will be now the Barbara L. Smith Event Center for our President's Circle members. And thanks to the hard work of this project, along with the Multicultural Center opening next week on Thursday and the grand ribbon cutting of our Performing Arts Center, I want to thank Farah and her team, Yash and Abe, who have just been tremendous in bringing these projects in. Of course, Mike Strong from our campus, who's been leading the efforts at Crafton's side of things. These are tremendous progress for the campus to add programs, services, create greater access for our campus, and we're really excited about them. I want to it's also been a very busy week, just lots of events going on the last couple of weeks. Yesterday, we had a transfer fair with over 30 institutions at Crafton, encouraging our students to transfer. Today, thanks to the hard work of Kristen Audebert and Caroline Aguilera, our Mesa Research Symposium took place, which our very own student trustee, Jasmine Garcia, gave it. And I just want to read the title of her research that she did, because it's impressive. Senostack and the Fight Against Neurodegeneration Targeting AB42-Induced Damage in Drosophila Alzheimer's Model. I sat through the explanation and I had 25 questions for her because it was so over my head. She did an amazing job. And this is a great program, the MESA program. So this was students doing research at CSU San Bernardino and UC Riverside with faculty in research facilities at both of those institutions. We got to see their presentations today. Really outstanding. And I will end on the SBCCD Second Olympics is taking place. The first games are on Friday, September 26th, and Crafton is bringing home gold.
Thank you. All right, Executive Vice Chancellor?
I'll be more brief than both of them. No report.
Thank you. Vice Chancellor of Human Resources and Police Services.
I don't have a report, but I would be remiss if I wasn't the first person to wish our chancellor a happy early birthday tomorrow. Let's go DSO.
Vice Chancellor of Educational and Student Support Services.
No update.
Associate Vice Chancellor of Government Relations and Strategic Communications.
No report, but happy birthday to the Chancellor too. Just want to return the thank you to the board for your advocacy efforts in Sacramento, and you're going to be doing much more work, so thank you for. There's a lot of need, as you know, but we're really happy to support you, and you're all committed. So thank you for what you do and giving up your working days, because those are long days, as you found out as you're walking down the halls of Sacramento and DC. So thank you again. But before I finish, I do want to give a shout out to the team who's really behind the scenes doing a lot of the great work. Ines, Jackie, Eric, Debbie, Julie, Heather, and Heidi. So thank you to them. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions or discussion for the information items in section 9? All right, hearing none, at this time we will enter the closed session to discuss confidential matters that are generally stated on the agenda. Do we have any public comments on closed session items?
No, sir.
Okay, so the time is currently 5:22? So let's convene the closed session. How about can we do 5:30? Good? All right. Thank you very much. We'll see you all in a little while. It is 6:40, and I'll reconvene the public meeting. Clerk Betters, do we have a readout?
Yes, Chair. On September 11th, 2025, the board unanimously took action to approve the release of probationary employee number 32531 as Senior Executive Administrative Assistant at DSO, effective September 30th, 2025. On September 11th, 2025, the board unanimously took action to not re-employ the Associate Dean of Health Science and Director of Nursing at SBVC for the 26-27 academic year, and to send notice to management employee number 32337. On September 11th, 2025, in closed session, the board unanimously approved the resignation agreement and general release between the district and employee number 25895 pursuant to the terms of the agreement. Employee number 25895 will resign effective August 15th, 2025. Under the agreement, employee number 25895 releases the district from any and all legal claims. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. All right. The next meeting of the board will be the board strategy session September 25th, 2025 at 4 p.m. currently in the SBCCD board. I can't speak anymore. In our boardroom. It is now 6:42 and this meeting's adjourned.